Hey everybody, how's it going? Mr. Youngman here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up these Canon camcorders for use in audio recording. To start off, we're going to want to make sure that our wireless receiver is properly connected to our Canon camcorder via this 3.5mm cable. This just connects to the front of the camcorder and allows us to receive the wireless audio signal from the transmitter. If it's not powered on already, make sure to turn on your wireless receiver by holding down the power button on the top left of the unit. You should see the logo pop up, and then we'll come to this screen here. When we turn the camera on, we're going to want to make sure that it's set to the M setting instead of cinema or auto. To turn the camera on, we're just going to use this rocker that's located on the top left of the camera body. We want to make sure it's set to camera instead of media. With the camera on and set to the M manual setting, we're going to flip out the screen. From here, we're going to hit Function up at the top, and then we're going to go to Menu up in the top. On this screen here, we're going to slide our finger down along the touchscreen until we reach the bottom. On the bottom, you'll see that we have a setting called Mic Terminal Input. I'm just going to hit this arrow right next to it to select it. On here, we're going to want to make sure that our setting is on line, external audio. A line signal is a much louder signal than a microphone signal, and we just need to prepare the camera for something so loud coming to it. When we tell it that we're sending a microphone signal instead, it expects a much quieter sound, and so the camera tries to make it sound a lot louder. So we just want to make sure that the camera is ready for the full power that we're sending it with a line signal. We're going to exit out of this menu now, and then we're going to go to Function on the top left again, and we're going to slide down to where it says Mic Level. We're going to tap on Mic Level, and you'll see that we have a display on the bottom right that currently shows 68. If we need to make a signal louder or quieter, we're just going to use the left arrow to make it quieter and the right arrow to make it louder. Now, in terms of where we actually want these levels to be hitting, I'm going to grab a microphone here to give it a quick demonstration. When I talk into the microphone, right now we see that it's hitting right around a little bit under the 10, occasionally going above it. So we're going to want to have the levels right around here, but I think we could give it just a little bit more volume right now since we're underneath that 10 mark. Normally, when I'm setting up a camera, I'll try to have the audio meters taking up about 70 to 75% of the bar. If you have it too loud, then what you'll find is that the signal will clip. A clipping signal is when the camera cannot handle how loud the audio is, and it will distort and make the audio sound really, really bad. So just as a quick example of some audio distortion, I'm going to crank this audio way, way up on the camera. And now you'll see that there's this red bar that starts to appear on the right side of the audio meters. That's how we can tell that our audio is clipping and that it's way too loud. So I'm going to walk this back to something a little bit more acceptable. You can just hold down on the arrows if you need to adjust by a significant amount. So I'm going to keep going down until we're right around where we started, honestly. And we can see that we're hitting right around that 10 mark, which is about 75% of our audio meters. So just play around with your settings here to make sure that you're hitting right around that 10 mark, and that's taking up about 75% of your audio bar. If you're ever not getting audio and you're not sure why, just make sure that on the transmitter, you don't accidentally have it muted. To mute it, we're going to hit this button right here under the words mute. So if you're not getting audio, just make sure you give this a press. I'm not going to hit it right now as I'm using this for recording. To actually start our recording on the camera, we're going to use this red button on the back of the camera in order to start and stop our recording. One last very important note for our audio projects and in audio in general is that it's really critical to make sure you're listening to whatever you're recording. We have a headphone jack on the camera here. Just make sure you plug in a nice pair of headphones right into this jack here so that we can hear what we're recording. One last important note to go over is going to be microphone placement. With these lavalier microphones, we're just going to clip it to our talent shirt. And we just want to make sure that we're placing it in such a way that we're not going to have clothing rustle going across the microphone here. If we have any extra slack, we can pull it at the bottom just to make sure that we don't have any excess cable dangling, but that's going to be more applicable for if we're doing an interview where we actually see the subject. For these audio dramas, the cable placement isn't going to be too much of an issue. Just look out for any clothing noise that may cause problems for you. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something about how to set up your camera to record proper audio for your audio-based project in my classroom. One small note, if you are working remotely, then we're also able to use cell phones as an acceptable way of recording audio. The key is really just about getting the microphone as close to the source as possible. So if you're working remotely, use your cell phone to record your voice for this project. Just make sure to get it nice and close to your mouth, and you should be able to get some really good quality audio as long as you have the microphone right up against your mouth. That's going to be it for this video, and I will see you all in class. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye now.